name is Ryan Michaels. I'm from Richfield, Utah, and I'm 29 years old. About a week before I was abducted, I remember watching this UFO in the sky. There were flashing lights of red, yellow, and blue. They would flash in the sky on and off, reappear somewhere else, flash some more, and then reappear in another place. I knew this UFO was moving in a way that wasn't possible. There's no way that it could travel that many miles across the sky and then reappear somewhere else. So the night I was abducted, I remember watching this particular UFO. I watched it for a while and then the lights disappeared, so I decided to go in the house and get ready for bed. I remember walking into my room and this beam of light shined through my window. So I went outside to try to see where it was coming from. I looked in the sky, I remember looking around the house and I didn't see anything, so I went back inside. Right as I was getting ready to doze off, I heard something in my room. So I look over and I see these 3 dark figures staring at me. So I started to scream, and I screamed as loud as I physically could, and they didn't even flinch. That just scared me even more. So I get up to turn on the lights, but the lights wouldn't turn on, and I remember these figures approaching me. And my first thought is to run out the door, but my arms and legs wouldn't work. It was like I was frozen in place. And the figures got closer and they started talking to me, but it wasn't words. It was like they were putting thoughts into my brain, but they weren't my thoughts. The quality was different. Like the voice was low and almost robotic-like. And I remember them telling me, "Don't be afraid. We're not here to hurt you. We just want to show you something." And as they said that, one of them grabbed my arm, and I remember feeling its skin was cold and rough and felt like scales. When he grabbed me, we started floating, all of us, the figures and myself, and we flew right out of my window. But the window was closed, and I remember as we went through the window, it felt cool, like a dense, tingly feeling. They took me into the forest, deep into the forest, until we seen their UFO on the ground. And I tried to see what the UFO looked like, but there was this light shining from it. And as we got closer, the light got brighter, so I couldn't really see much until we got inside. But inside, the UFO was way bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. And there was a lot more of these figures too, but I could clearly see them now. They looked like insects, but with human bodies. I was repulsed by them, but they kept sending me these thoughts, reassuring me that they weren't gonna hurt me, that they were only there to help. But something was just off about this entire situation. I still couldn't move. My arms and legs were still frozen, and they took me into this room that had this circular platform in the middle, and it had tubes running up each side of it with this red plasma-like substance running through it. And I just knew they were doing operations on that table. It was like I seen it, like I had a vision of them doing these gruesome things to people, and I just started screaming again. I don't know if I was screaming out loud or just screaming in my head, but I couldn't stop. It felt like I was screaming for like an hour. And one of them was trying to calm me down, saying things like, "Relax, you're not gonna remember this. You're gonna soon realize that this was just a dream." And when he said that, I knew he was lying. It's like I could sense this evil in them. I know I wasn't dreaming. And I know they did something to me, because ever since that night, I felt different. Like there's this darkness inside of me now.
My name is Kristen Clark. I'm from Fresno, California. I'm 33 years old, and I've had continuous contact with 2 different groups of ETs over the past 13 years. One group, they kind of look like the Greys, big black slanted eyes and triangle-shaped head. But they're not gray. They're like more of a orangey, beige kind of skin color. They come and take me at night, and they use some sort of levitation technology. I have no idea how it works, but I feel this pulsating and the frequency increases, and then I lift up out of my bed and through the ceiling, into the sky, and into their ship. But these guys are friendly. They do perform tests and experiments on me. They show me scenarios. They want to see how I react. I feel like they're just trying to figure out how we tick. And I feel like they want to teach us and change us. Because when I'm with them, I can do things that seem impossible, like move things with my mind and read other people's minds. And they also do group experiments, so there's other people there with me sometimes, and they like link our minds, and they teach us how to heal pain by just touching a place that's painful and sending energy to it. Teach us to manipulate our own emotions just by use of our thoughts. The other group is a different story. I think their agenda is totally different, and it is not good. They're mechanical and cold and absolutely terrifying. Their skin looks like black tar, and they wear these uniforms that are like a mesh armor. They don't come as often, but they perform uncomfortable and painful procedures, and my memory of it is like never really clear. It's hazy and cloudy and confusing, but I always remember how painful it is. And when I'm back at home, I have scratches and punctures on my body, my legs, my arms, my neck. What's weird though is sometimes I think that they're working together. Like it's a good cop, bad cop type of thing. Like they have the same purpose, but different jobs,
My name is Layla. I'm 40 years old. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is gonna sound pretty out there. My dad owns a 10-acre farm just outside of town, and we'd spent a lot of time there. That's when they appeared. My first memory was that these beings would just show up in my room, and they would just take me to another place. And to describe them, they were small, they were skinny, their skin was tan, and they had these huge black eyes. I mean, scary, huge. When they looked at me, it's like they knew everything about me. Like they were looking in my soul. I could hear them. I can feel them in my head. It's like they were linking their minds to me, communicating with me. And I'll be honest with you, even though they said they were my friends, I was still pretty scared. I was just a kid. We would go to their place, as I used to call it. I mean, there were other kids there, and we'd play, and they'd make us do tests, and they would do experiments on us. They used instruments that I've never even seen before, but it never hurt, I actually don't remember feeling anything when this would happen, because it's like they made my body numb. But as I got older, these experiences became more sinister, and these beings who I thought were my friends started doing things to me that I just don't feel comfortable describing. Let's say they involved I'm sorry. They involve like sexual activities and procedures. I realize They weren't who I thought they were. This one experience, they led me through a series of rooms. And one of them, I saw people. They were floating in this cylinder vat. They were naked, and I thought these people were dead. I was told they weren't even real people. These bodies were just being used, and I didn't know what they were being used for. But I knew that they were lying. I knew it.